Text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Alrighty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
And a good Thursday afternoon to you, and yes, it is time for the McFarland Show. Darren and Justin here for the next 2 hours. Yes, I said it. Darren and Justin here for the next 2 hours. We're actually in studio together. We had the most killer show yesterday. If you missed it, I'm sorry you missed those 20 minutes. But it was radio gold. I got to be honest.
Wow.
You're just going to have to trust me on that.
Wow.
In between Braves game 1 and 2, it was radio gold. It was amazing. I think I'm going to do we're going to do the Jim Rome show.
Jim Rome.
It was amazing.
Jim Rome tribute.
Those 20 minutes were unbelievable.
Epic.
I love when we do great radio. I love it. 20 minutes of great radio yesterday. Rack 'em. It was amazing. If you missed it, it was epic.
Leave Jim alone. Jim's a legend.
Give us a call. Welcome to the McFarland Show, 615-844-5600. Again, yesterday, if you missed it, in between games 1 and 2, it was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable radio. But we'll have a good 2 hours today.
Yeah. It won't be Jim Rome epic, but we'll do okay.
I was out on Tuesday, and
Yeah.
we did work together on Monday. But
Yes.
it's been a little wonky, but we're here. We'll be at it the rest of the week, today and tomorrow. Got
Yes.
some great stuff in store for you. OTAs are done.
Yes.
Next meeting will be training camp.
Yeah. Even though the rookies are hanging out.
The
a little bit
rookies
more,
are hanging out, but they will report on July 25th.
Yes. So we have an official date, and we also have a second joint practice to talk about as well. So not just the Minnesota Vikings, but also now the New England Patriots will be joining the Titans for some practice festivities over there at St. Thomas Sports Park, which they have done before. So this is not out of the ordinary there for those two teams. So the practice, the Titans putting in a lot of work. Mike Vrabel ramping up the word competition quite a bit.
Yeah. Those practices will be amazing. They'll be unbelievable.
They could be. Maybe.
They'll be epic.
Epic.
Not really. I've been to a lot of those joint practices. Actually, they're
I've been
fun.
to a few. No,
I'm not going to poo-poo them. They're fun.
They're more interesting than the normal
yes,
practice.
Agreed. I totally agree. So I'm not going to poo-poo it.
No.
I'm kind of having fun at Jim Rome's expense.
Yeah,
But
the intensity is turned up a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, with the other guys.
Well,
in there.
you'll see probably some fights.
Oh, yeah.
And the coaches will get mad.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's a fake mad.
Yeah.
I think secretly they love it. But
No.
they have to pretend like they're being responsible.
Yeah.
Guys, enough! What
Yeah.
are we doing here? Yes.
Let's be
Inside.
sportsmen, gentlemen.
Yeah. Inside voice. Yes.
Be sportsmen.
Kick us. You know what? Kick.
Well, I think it was good to see some fire out of our guys today. And, guys are competitive and
But we got to keep our cool.
keep our cool and,
Don't want
understand.
these things getting out of hand.
You can't take that into the regular season. So it's good to work those things out now.
That was the public. That was outside voice. Inside voices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I just red line? Sorry, I'll pull back. Sorry,
Yeah,
Jonah. My bad.
You did.
Yeah, I don't need to get on the mic and then scream.
damage, these things.
Sorry.
Nice.
Adam's going to come running
They're
in
very
here.
nice. They're very nice.
They are, but
They are
I
very nice.
I should know, but I should be savvy enough to
You know.
pull back and then go, yeah!
Yeah. They have little instruments inside that rattle when you do that. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
But
just
don't
I
do
don't want
that.
Jonah freaking out. I don't want Adam
Yeah.
come flying in here.
Yeah.
You're pegging the board.
I'm more concerned about the mic than the board, honestly. The mic has these they got the things in them.
The things, yeah.
Yeah,
There's lots of things over here on
there's
mine,
things
too.
and wires and stuff.
Yeah.
and they vibrate when you yell like that.
Just
so.
as long as these things work.
Yeah, they do work.
That's all that matters.
They do great work here to make sure that they do work. Yes. Yes, they do.
The Predators had a little meeting today.
It's not the Predators exactly.
It wasn't
but yeah.
exactly the Predators.
No.
How about some people who will be doing work at Bridgestone Arena?
So let's set the stage here. And I've talked about this. Listen, if you're going to listen to me and use some of my news expertise, you're going to get some newsy kind of stuff along with me. So,
well, it's relevant to the show.
It's very much relevant and something that the Predators fans are going to want to know about here a little bit. You may remember back in November, there was a large water main break at Bridgestone Arena where the water went flying down there for about 2 hours and caused a lot of damage, so much so they had to cancel 2 games. And reschedule, really, 2 games down there at Bridgestone. Well, today they got a full report of the extent of that damage and what they want to do this summer and this offseason to go ahead and repair that. Now, they did not give a final price tag of exactly how much this is going to cost, but I can tell you it's extensive what they want to do. They showed a big blueprint of Bridgestone Arena and all the areas they want to repair, all the floors they want to replace, the drywall, the offices where they watch film, the coaches' offices, all that stuff. The Predators are still dealing with this months later. They're still in temporary offices right now down there at Bridgestone Arena because of that water main break. So this summer they're going to be doing a lot of work over there to make them whole again. So please, next time you go to Bridgestone Arena, if you see some things different, just know they've been working there all summer. Some of the things you'll see, some of the things you may not see at all because it's just for the Predator staff, who, of course, works out of that building each and every day. And I think a lot of people, Darren, don't fully understand that Bridgestone Arena is the full-time home to the Predators. Like, there's no, the Titans have St. Thomas Sports Park where they do their work and then they go to Nissan Stadium on game day. That's not what the Predators do. The Predators
they have Centennial, but that's just they practice there.
They just practice there, but the actual offices where the team conducts all of their business and things like that is at Bridgestone Arena.
Yeah.
So there's a whole half of the building is dedicated just to them, and that is going to be a big part of the repairs over there this summer.
Look, it was legit. I mean, if you went to games this year and you could see a lot of it. I mean, it was, well, it wasn't hard. I mean, you could see where they got the most damage. So I'm not surprised that it's going to be a pretty pricey.
Yeah. Again, they haven't released a number, but
it'll be pricey.
It's going to be pricey.
Yeah.
It's going to cost. It's probably 7 figures.
And if insurance is involved, it'll probably take a long
they're
time.
waiting on insurance to get back with them.
Take a while.
Yeah. Insurance is supposed to call them, and
they're
they haven't
usually
called
not
back
quick
yet.
to just stroke a chat.
And listen, and just so you know, take your from me covering news a long time. Don't think that you with your $300, $400, $500, $600,000 house are the only ones getting shortchanged or getting yanked around by insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
That is not true.
Yep.
All right, I've covered plenty where multi-million-dollar companies and including franchises worth several $1 million, $700 million, also are not getting calls back from their insurance company either. So just know it's not just you.
Yeah,
not at all.
So we'll see how that's resolved.
Yeah, there'll be teams. You'll be down there and you'll see work vans parked outside and people running up and down with ladders and stuff. They're going to be working all summer.
Yeah. All right, we'll come back. By the way, the award show and the draft is just around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to believe. We got a lot of big events. The Nashville Super Speedway, their big race weekend will be next weekend.
There you go.
NASCAR's off. The Cup guys are off, and so the next race will be here.
Okay.
Out in Gladeville. And we've got the award show, the NHL draft.
Yep.
So a lot of stuff going on here in this market. We'll come back. We'll talk to Steve Lehman, News Channel 5. We'll talk about what he saw out at the OTAs yesterday. There's a lot of storylines. There's a lot of things to get into as they will break for basically the summer. They'll vamoose, the vets. The rookies are going to stick around for a little bit, and but the vets of vamoose, they're going to take this is their last break, and then in his training camp,
and
it's on. They come to work with the hard hat, which is their helmet.
Yeah,
July 25th, and
July through hopefully
it's time to punch into work.
Late January, early February.
That's
we'll
right.
see.
All right, we'll come back. More of the McFarland Show here on Nashville Sports Radio.
Tennessee Pro Solutions is on the air saluting the brave men and women of our U.S. military. Visit DAV.org to see how you can donate to our disabled veterans and make a difference today. This message is brought to you by Tennessee Pro Solutions, serving Middle Tennessee with quality and pride for over 8 years. For commercial and residential roofing, excavation, and remodeling, call 615-389-3390. That's 615-389-3390. Tennessee Pro Solutions. They're professionals who care.
Post-COVID travel is on a surge. Many of you are traveling for fun because you've been locked up for 2 years. Listen, whether you're traveling for fun to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
Just because you can't see it or smell it, radon gas is everywhere. Caused by natural radioactive decay, it is the leading cause of lung cancer in women, children, and non-smoking men. And with Davidson County homes testing higher than the national average, now is the time for radon testing. Radon Mitigation is Nashville's licensed and NRPP certified radon mitigation company who can test your home, install systems, and maintain continuous meters for daily readouts on their simple-to-use app. Or you can test at home yourself by picking up one of the free DIY at-home test kits. Let Alex and his team at Radon Mitigation make your home a clean air home. Give them a call today at 931-47-RADON. That's 931-477-2366. Or online at ChooseRadont.com. That's ChooseRadont.com.
Hey, I'm Alex with Radon Mitigation, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves on WNSR.
Do you ever feel like gambling is causing financial strain or hurting your relationships? The Gambling Clinic has been helping people who want to change their gambling habits for over 2 decades. With physical clinics and remote online appointments, we're here to help you make informed decisions about your gambling so it doesn't lead to a bigger problem. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com so we can work together to help you win your life back. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
The battle for a 6th straight division crown starts right now, and the East already knows don't sleep on the Atlanta Braves.
Next pitch to Riley. Swung on, hammered to deep center. He's at the track, he's at the wall. Home run!
Catch the 2023 Atlanta Braves right here on Nashville's home for Braves baseball. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Indeed you are. Thank you, Big Voice Guy. Let's keep this thing rolling on the tracks here on this Thursday. Darren and Justin, Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. You can also watch our show every day from 2 to 4, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Let's bring in our man Steve Lehman, News Channel 5, who just recently met his partner John. Of course, John Burton does the show with Greg Pogue from 9 to 11 daily. They share, I don't believe it's the same day. I believe it's back-to-back days or their birthdays. I think that's right. Or maybe I just made that up. Steve, is that true?
That is exactly right. John is June 12th. I'm June 13th.
Wow.
So ever since he's been here, the last 12 Junes, I guess pandemic excluded, we've got this tradition where I'll go out after work on the 12th, meet him out, ring in his birthday appropriately. We get to midnight. We kind of switch sides and ring in my birthday, and then we go home, and he does his best to wake up and do a show in the morning.
When you guys found that out, working together for now a decade, did you kind of do the step the Step Brothers movie. Did we just become best friends?
I think it was like, how do we handle vacation around that was our biggest concern right then. But yeah, no, it's been a nice bonding experience for us over the last several years. You just work such polar opposite schedules, really. There aren't that many days where we're in the building at the same time. And so to have a night a year that you know that you're going to go out and just have a good time is kind of fun.
I've heard John talking about it this week on their show, and it sounds like you guys kind of did your Vegas experience here in town for his birthday. It sounds like the velvet ropes were lifted. You guys had your own table that kind of maybe was like a scene out of Goodfellas. They picked up the table. You followed the guy who had the table in his hand. He put it down with a big bucket of champagne and bottles of liquor, and you guys were the toast of the town. I mean, that's kind of what it sounded like to me.
Well, certainly John was. There's no question about that. So he had been saying, I guess going back to 2020, that he wanted to go to Vegas, get everybody, close, including me, to take it off. I don't know how we were going to work that out. But he wanted to do a real blowout in Vegas in 2020 because that was a pretty big birthday for him.
Okay.
That obviously didn't end up happening. But I think he thought, now's the time. I'm going to do it this year. It's going to be Broadway, not Vegas. But we're going to make it happen. And I knew I was in trouble when I walked in, and within like 5 minutes of me getting there, they came out with like the sparklers and the sign that said "Happy Birthday, Steve," and I was like, "Oh man, this is not what I signed up for." So usually it's like a Miller Lite, then another Miller Lite, and go home. And this was something different this year.
Oh, well, happy belated birthday! I'm glad. It sounds like you guys had fun. That's cool.
It was a great time. Thank you.
Christian Fulton is there's been a lot of attention around him. Comments that head coach Mike Vrabel has made. He's only played 24 games in the last 2 years. But I thought it was interesting that he said, and I don't think it's a good idea to do this because sometimes it's truly out of your control. And I know he's working on for things to be more in his control, and that's what the coach wants him to do, I guess, with the hints of take better care of your body. But he said he's confident he's going to play 17 games this year. Again, I like that. But I also cringe because I'm like, probably not a great idea to say that. It's not like he guaranteed it, but he did say he was confident he's going to play a full season. What did you think of his comments?
Well, it was forceful because he backed up saying, I need to play the full season. I need to play 17 games. So he kind of doubled down within the same statement. So it was pretty bold. I certainly took note of that. Look, they need him to be healthy. They need him to be out there and be productive, but it's just a tough position to be in, I think, when you've missed 20 games over your first 3 years in the NFL, and then you come into an off-season program where the plan is basically load management to not have you on the field in the off-season. And look, maybe it'll work, and they'll all look like geniuses at the end of the season, but I tell you what, if it's October and Christian Fulton pulls up or goes to IR for a few weeks or even misses 8 games, I think there's going to be significant criticism aimed towards him based off of the statements and how he's now handled this offseason. And I think there's probably going to be significant criticism towards the Titans because they've had this injury issue. Christian Fulton's been a guy that they've been concerned about, and apparently they signed off on this plan that involves less work, at least on the field, this offseason. And so if that backfires during the season, I think there's enough criticism to go around.
It seems like from everything I've heard or read that DeAndre Hopkins, who just had his visit, and then I guess is in New England or has been to New England, is going to New England. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. I can't keep up with the schedule. I'm not looking at Flight Tracker.
You're not a travel agent?
No, I'm not doing that.
Bill Belichick
like
isn't
Bill
either.
Said, yeah. It seems like he's willing to wait until all the way training camp, preseason, something like that. Does that affect how they feel about signing DeAndre Hopkins? Are you surprised, or maybe not? Because I guess now that everybody's broken with their OTAs and the next relevant thing will be training camp, I guess there's really no significance in between other than it would be nice for us to at least talk about it for sports talk shows, for your TV show. It would be nice for us. But what do you make of him saying he's willing to wait till, I guess, August to sign?
Well, now you just have the chatter in 3 or 4 different markets about where will he sign as opposed to one market about where he did sign. I don't think it matters much, Darren, because, as you mentioned, all these teams are wrapping up this week. And so he wasn't going to be in the building with other guys anyway. So if he decides to wait all through July and just show up for training camp, I don't think that matters a ton. I would have a little bit of reservation. You're talking about a 31-year-old receiver. This starts to be the time that maybe they go on the decline. Maybe they start to break down a little bit, and he's now had no off-season work, at least in a team facility, since missing, I think it was 6 games last year due to injury. And that would concern me for sure. But as I think I've told you guys before, when you're the Titans in this situation, I think you kind of have to throw all chips on the table. This is a wide receiver core that essentially is a much improved Treylon Burks, and who the heck knows after that. And even if Treylon Burks is much improved, and he was oftentimes the best player on the offense during the OTA portion of the spring here. But even if that's the case, you're going to have to deal with him now probably getting double teams on third and long situations. So who else can step up? If you sign DeAndre Hopkins, you potentially have a guy who can take some pressure off him, have a guy who can catch 50 or 60 balls throughout the course of the season. If you get the really good DeAndre Hopkins, then you've got this two-headed monster out there. So I think if you're the Titans, yes, I'd be a little bit concerned about the fact that this is being slow played and he may not get here until August. But if you can get a deal done to bring in DeAndre Hopkins, given the shape of this roster, I think you've got to do it.
You spoke pretty glowingly of Treylon Burks. If healthy, and I know that's a big if, but if healthy, what do you think is realistic for his production this year? If you were setting an over-under for receptions, what would it be?
I think it needs to be, if he plays every game, I think it needs to be in the 75 or above range.
That's what I think, yeah.
So, I mean, can he get it to 95 or 100? That seems like it's a lot to ask for a guy who had, I think it was 33 last year. But can he double his production? I think that's a reasonable goal if he can be out there for all 17 games. And again, my biggest worry right now looking at it isn't so much Treylon Burks making the progression from year 1 to year 2 to go out there and make catches consistently in the NFL. It's who else is around him. Can you scheme things up to take some attention off of him so he's not just facing loaded coverage all the time? Because it's one thing to expect him to take a leap as a second-year player. It's another thing to expect him to take a leap against defenses he's never seen before. And that's my fear for where he sits right now for this Titans offense, unless somebody else steps up.
We're speaking with Steve Lehman, News Channel 5. So when they signed Danico Autry, it was pretty clear that he was a guy that got everybody's attention, and it's like, this looks like this is going to be a great signing. So with that being said, all the new faces that they signed, now that you had a chance to see them through OTAs, which one would you point at if you could only pick one that you think is going to have the most impact this year of the new faces? Not draft picks, free agent signings.
I think that's a tough one because Vrabel even kind of hit on this yesterday. He's really excited about the 5 or 6 marquee free agents that they signed, that they're all guys that really fit the culture here. He believes they are plug-and-play guys that are going to make the locker room better and make the team better. So if that's the case, if he truly means what he says, they all have a role on this team. But if you're asking me to just pick one, I think I'm going to go with Arden Key. Because while I like the guys up front on the offensive line, and I'm encouraged that this line can be much better, that's going to be a combination of 2 or 3 guys stepping up and gelling together to make that happen. I think Azeez Al-Shire is a really good linebacker and can come in and really fit to what they're doing. But Arden Key is the guy that could come in and take it to a next level in his career as a true pass rusher. And if you get a healthy Harold Landry on one side, Rashad Weaver taking his game hopefully to another level in year 3, and then you get Arden Key as this pass rushing specialist, I think that could put the Titans back to one of the most feared fronts defensively in the entire National Football League. And if you get to that place, now you're talking about a totally different team. Because if you can rush the passer and impact the other team's quarterback and get off the field on third down in this league, you're going to give yourself a chance to win week in and week out. And we know Mike Vrabel and his teams are generally pretty good when they get to that fourth quarter and it's a one-score game trying to figure out how to win. That culture is still part of it here. And so if they can get the defense and specifically the pass rush back to being an elite pass rush, and I think Arden Key is a huge key to that, look out. It could change the expectations.
What is your real vibe? I mean, what is your honest vibe and assessment now that Kevin Byard has shown up, he's talked to the media, and, I mean, I guess it's kind of closed book, I guess everybody are moving on, but I don't know if everybody feels that way. It still feels like there's still maybe a little bit of underlying theme to it. I don't know. You tell me your thoughts. Do you think it's like done? It's in the past. It's in the rear view mirror. We're never going to talk about it again. That chapter is over. Or do you think that there's been some real damage done, or a little bit of damage done? What's your gut feeling on it?
I think things have changed for sure, and I hate to put words beyond what he said in Kevin Byard's mouth because I respect him so much and what he's done here and how he's treated the media. But let's be honest, guys. He's been at OTAs. Not every single one of them, but he's been there every year of his career. He elected specifically not to come this year based off of whatever. He says it's an off-season plan, and I guess that's what we got from Christian Fulton yesterday as well. Now, Mike Vrabel hasn't talked about either of their off-season plans. It's just the players telling us this has been part of a plan. It was long before any of those other things came up. And so I guess we have to take them for their word at that. But at least in Byard's case, it's a significant departure from what his plan has been his previous 7 years in the league. And yes, he showed up for minicamp where it was mandatory and he avoided the fine. But if he also wanted to make things really clear, a guy who's been one of the more talkative and upfront and honest and forthright guys that we've ever seen here, didn't speak on day one. He waited until the very end of minicamp. He was the last person to speak, to come out there and talk about what was going on, and there wasn't really ability to follow up with other people because he was the last person to speak. I don't know if that happens if there isn't a little bit of something going on there. And I've told you guys before, I've said it on News Channel 5 and other places too, I just wonder the feeling, not just for Byard, but within that locker room. Because Rand Carthon, when he signed Jeffrey Simmons, said what this shows is here with the Tennessee Titans, we draft players, we develop them, and if they do all the right things, they will be rewarded. And that's certainly the case with Jeffrey Simmons, but the poster boy for doing that in Tennessee for the Titans is Kevin Byard and what he's done over the last 7 years. And he got rewarded by the previous regime, and now the new regime is coming in and asking him to give some of that money back. I don't know how that went over with him, but I also wonder what kind of a message that actually shows in the locker room, because those are two very different scenarios that Rand Carthon painted with Jeffrey Simmons and how he acted with Kevin Byard, and nobody is more respected in that locker room than Kevin Byard. And you can bet all 89 other guys that they've got in there have at least paid attention. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. Maybe once it gets back to training camp, it is all water under the bridge. I certainly expect Kevin Byard to be a professional about it. But these guys have eyes. They've got ears. They understand what's going on. And I do wonder if that has any impact on the culture that they have tried so hard under Mike Vrabel for many years to create there.
Steve, there seems to be quite a bit of patience as far as guys working with outside trainers here instead of coming to camp. It's not just, before it was maybe one guy, here or there. Now it's like multiple guys working with outside trainers instead of coming to camp. And Coach Vrabel seems to be understanding. Is this just the new NFL that we're in?
I think it's the new NFL, and it's also the fact that other than the 3 days last week that were mandatory minicamp, it's all voluntary. So whatever he's actually feeling inside, and my guess is it's not, flowers and rose petals, but Mike Vrabel's sitting there, and he knows he can't say, yes, this guy should be on the field right now. He can say, it's great, as many guys as we can get here. We certainly would love for them to all be here all the time. But he can't actually say this guy needs to get his butt in here, even if he wants to, because that's just the nature of the beast now when it comes to NFL offseason programs. It's interesting you bring this up, Justin, because as I look at it, yeah, there were more guys who missed this spring than I can really remember in recent years. But that said, it was interesting who was there and who wasn't. You know, last year we were talking about Ryan Tannehill not being there early on. He was there from day one this offseason.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry has missed a lot of OTAs.
Yes, he has.
He was there since day one of on-field stuff anyway this offseason. So I find that interesting. All of the new guys who came in who are new to the system, they've been there the entire time. So really when you talk about it, other than an absence here or there, you're pretty much talking about Kevin Byard, which we just talked about being a huge departure from the past, and Kristen Fulton and whatever this management plan was. And yes, there's a few other guys doing their own little thing here and there. But for the most part, I just think you chalk that up to what this time of year is now in the NFL. But I do have a little concern, as we've talked about, of what we're going to see from Kristen Fulton this far and what the future is for Kevin Byard with the Titans.
So, speaking, you were talking about two defensive backs there. I want to ask you about the possible movement of another defensive back, and that's Caleb Farley. What have you seen from him? First of all, is he participating? Is he out there? Is he playing? And if so, what is he doing? Is he playing at corner? Is he playing the safety?
He hasn't been out there all spring.
He hasn't been out there.
That is something that hasn't been talked about a whole lot, just because he hasn't been out there much since he's been with the Titans. But my understanding is he had another procedure sometime this offseason. He's working his way back. And so,
I mean, it's not funny, Steve, but man, okay.
Certainly, it's bad luck for him. But, I mean, the biggest thing you got to wonder now, if you're the Titans, is this is, year 4 for him?
Yeah.
So you're talking about a guy that even if he is healthy and ready to go come training camp, can he give you anything? Even if he gets a clean bill of health, can he give you anything? And my simple answer to that is I don't think he can. I don't think we've seen anything that tells you that he can be a consistent guy in the NFL. And, frankly, he's not starting over Kristen Fulton. He's not starting over Roger McCreary.
No.
He's not starting over Sean Murphy-Bunting. I don't know if they're going to put Elijah Molden back in the slot much or if he's pretty much moved to safety at this point, but I don't think he's playing a slot position over Molden by any means. He's probably not doing it over a guy like Chris Jackson. So he's way down there on the depth chart, and, you know, given the Titans' injury history, I guess it's possible we'll see him at some point this year and see if he can get out there on the field and actually make some plays. But I just have no idea how you can count on him right now.
Two guys that I'm very interested in when training camp comes around and about their body language and how they respond. And they're in very similar situations. And we're talking about Hassan Haskins and Malik Willis. So far, Coach Vrabel's been very positive about the things they have brought to the table here in the offseason training camp, for lack of a better term, for the offseason workouts. What have you seen from those two?
I think Malik Willis is better, but, man, does he have a long way to go, Justin. And we all knew that from last year. And so the question is just, can he do enough to make this a real competition for that backup spot? I'll get to that in a second. I think Hassan Haskins is fascinating because they spent a lot of capital to get Tajay Spears in the third round. I think he looks like a Dontrell Hilliard-type guy for a third-down situation. So what exactly is Haskins' role? They loved him on special teams. But can he be more a part of the offense? I think he's a part of this football team. But can he be more a part of the offense?
Where?
That's something we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Malik Willis, this is a huge question for me. I know he said, I'm talking about Will Levis now, he said yesterday that he thought he had his best week of the entire offseason this week. His very last period yesterday, he threw 3 interceptions. Now, when Vrabel talked about it afterwards, he said, I see that that's 11 guys not doing what they're supposed to do. So he was very quick to say it wasn't all on Levis. But that's his last taste with the full team. That was his last look. It's certainly not a positive when that happens. And I think when you start talking about Levis then moving forward is the ideal situation is he comes in training camp, and he is so much better than Willis that you have to move him in front in terms of the reps. And it just becomes clear that Levis is QB2 and he's moved in front of Willis. That hasn't happened yet. So as bad as you think Malik Willis was last year, and I'm certainly in that camp, I'm not sure I've ever seen a rookie quarterback look as lost as he did at times. It's not clear that Will Levis is better right now. And I don't think that's cause for a 5-alarm fire at this point. But again, the least messy situation is Levis makes it clear sometime during the preseason that he's number 2 now. And everybody in the room and everybody outside sees it and understands why they move him up. It gets a little bit more sticky if that doesn't develop. And you've got to figure out how you're going to make that move once you move into the season. Will Levis is going to be the number 2 quarterback. They drafted him in the second round. They traded up to get him. They like him. He's going to be that guy. But, man, does it make it easier if he shows you something in camp that shows exactly why you need to make that move now.
It's going to be interesting. It'll be here before we know it. Steve, good stuff. They're going to vamoose for a little bit, and then they're going to report on July 25th, and then it's on, right? Punch the clock. Let's go.
That's exactly right. I need a little break. I'm not sure if it's from John's birthday the other night or whether it's from training camp, but we'll be back out there in a month, that's for sure.
Steve, appreciate it as always.
All right, guys, be good. Thanks.
Steve Lehman, News Channel 5. Appreciate him joining us, as always, here on the McFarland Show. We're wide open the rest of the hour. 615-844-5600 is our phone line and our text line. That's how you can get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll be back with more next.
Staples has everything your business needs all in one place. Shipping supplies and services so you can fill orders from all over in one stop. Plus professional print and marketing services at your fingertips. And now during Staples Small Business Deal Days, when rewards members spend $100 or more, they get $20 back in rewards plus another $10 back with the Staples Connect app. And you'll find new deals in store every week on tech, chairs, and shipping supplies. Get everything for your business for less at Staples. Rewards offer ends 5/27. Limit 1. Redeemable in-store only.
Okay, fellas, game's on the line. Let's get it right. Frank, you were closest. Was it fair or foul?
I don't know. I was distracted.
Distracted? By what?
Well, you know, it's a loud crowd. These lights are awful bright. I just won big on a Tennessee Lottery instant game. And again, the lighting here, somebody ought to say something.
You've got new instant games?
Yeah.
Enough to share?
Of course.
Fair ball! Have a ball with new instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
With the new hot games from the Tennessee Lottery, cold hard cash is waiting to take your summer fun to the next level. And with sizzling top prizes of up to $500,000, these games could have what you need to make every day fun in the sun.
Oh yeah, this summer is going to be a scorcher. Grab the new hot games today at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer. But careful, they're hot. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
Sports fans, listen to Youth Connect on Monday nights at 6 and hear me, Seagull Boys basketball coach Matt Rigsby and Darren McFarland.
Hey, listen to Youth Connect on Monday nights from 6 until 7 o'clock as we highlight high-level trainers, coaches, and players in and around Middle Tennessee. Give us a call at 615-844-5600. We live video stream all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
And hear me, Seagull Boys basketball coach Matt Rigsby.
And hear me, Darren McFarland, live on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Five-state forecast. Your exclusive National Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. Today's going to be mostly sunny with an isolated afternoon shower and thunderstorm, the high 90. Mainly clear tonight, low 66. Sunshine Friday, can't rely on an afternoon shower and thunderstorm, high 92. Utilizing the resources of the Bulldog Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Over 50 years of Nashville sports coverage. The McFarland Show. Wow, you guys are old.
That's rude, big voice guy. It's really rude.
Not a nice guy all the time.
Look, if you're not getting the discounts yet, you're not old. And I'm not getting the discounts
Neither
yet.
am I.
So, I mean, you want to give me tons of discounts, then you can call me old. but I don't get those discounts.
That's a good point.
You know?
That's a good point.
Like, I'm not getting the same exact price as Jonah.
You're not getting
who's a college kid, and you're going to call me old?
You're not getting the senior discount?
I'm paying full price just like him.
Yeah. They don't take a couple of dollars off at the Savannah Bananas for you? No?
Nope.
Okay.
So, put that in your pipe, big voice guy, and smoke it.
Oh, that.
615-844-5600 is our phone line and our text line. All right. We got loaded lines, and it looks like someone has got a gift for the people. He's got a gift for us and the people. And we do not have the music. We need special music for our next caller.
We got to get that going.
Like, we've got to, this guy is just money.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get that going.
Let's go down to Murfreesboro. Let's get Michigan, who apparently has a tip that everybody right now, I'm stalling, get your pen and your paper and get ready to write down whatever winner Michigan is about to throw our way.
And Michigan, I got a question for you here. Michigan, are you with us here? Michigan, good afternoon, sir.
Is he there?
This is Dr. Detroit.
Oh, Dr. Detroit.
Oh.
You've messed up. Okay, put him on hold.
Hold
Sorry,
on.
Dee Dee. We're going to come back to you.
Sorry.
All right, Chief. All right, fine.
All
Go
right.
Wolverines.
All right. We'll get back to him here. All right. Do we? All right. So we're gonna try to get. We're trying to get Michigan up here. Listen, Michigan in Murfreesboro has been phenomenal. All right. He has been successful with the Final Four. He's been successful with college football. He has been successful with NHL Stanley Cup action. So my question for Michigan in Murfreesboro, who joins us now, Michigan, good afternoon, sir. Michigan, are you there?
Darren, this is Tony in Nolensville.
Oh my gosh,
man!
This is
man. We're over.
Y'all lost Michigan.
We're 0 for
in
2.
The borough.
We're 0 for 2.
Okay.
So if you want to put me back in the queue,
let's put you back on hold, and we're gonna. We have totally botched this.
My bad. All right.
Sorry, Tony. Sorry, Dr. Detroit.
Tony, Dr. Detroit, we appreciate you both. They call us a lot, and we appreciate them. We're just trying to get Michigan on the phone. And we're going to do it, okay? It's live radio. Sometimes things happen, okay? You just roll with it, all right? Just roll with it. So what I was saying about Michigan and Murfreesboro is the fact that he has been very successful picking, and he's made the people, we're waiting now. So, Michigan, are you there, sir? Good afternoon. Welcome to WNSR, Michigan and Murfreesboro.
I'm here.
God, I hope this pick is way better than us trying to get to you, because that was the most botched attempt we've ever had on this show in 9 months.
Michigan, I had a question, but forget it, man. Go
Stuff
for
happens. Stuff happens. DMC, we've been friends a long time, man. We used to be out at, I don't remember any of the watering holes.
Say, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. It's okay.
In the good old places with other hosts.
Yes.
I think you ran the board back then. Stuff happens.
Yeah,
No big
it's
deal.
been a long time, hasn't it?
Been a long time. So I got two for everybody today. I hope you got your pens out. I hope you've got your totally recreational, not at all for profit, legal sports sites of choice.
Entertainment purposes only.
Out there. Yes, entertainment purposes only, as it says in the disclaimer at the bottom. I'm not going to read the whole disclaimer. It gives you 19 states where you can call a number if you have a problem with your gambling. But
Never know.
Dr. Detroit, first of all, go blue. I love you, buddy. Sorry we had to cut you off there. I'm going to give you two.
Okay.
First is I am known to do a nice piece of business in two places. One is on golf. Golf is a great place to do a nice piece of business. They're always pretty fair odds. I gave you a little preview, DMC, through the
You did.
through the beauty of social media.
You gave me the heads up.
And I put my money on Terrell Hatton. Now, if you turn on the leaderboard right now, it's not looking great for your guy Michigan, because Ricky Fowler's come out, playing like 2001 Tiger Woods in the first round of the LA Country Club here. But I've been watching golf long enough that I've seen Ricky Fowler do this plenty of times. And the odds of this lasting are about the same as me in my mid-40s being just as fast in 5 years as I am now, which is to say that I'm not. So Terrell Hatton is plus 3,000. If that doesn't really do it for you, maybe you don't like English golfers. You'd rather take an American golfer, my friends. Keep an eye on, and he's been a very popular pick all week. If you listen to any golf podcasts or any golf analysis, you've heard this man's name. His name is Max Homa. He is from California. He owns the course record on the course where the U.S. Open is being played now. That was almost a decade ago. So again, like I just said, a lot of things change in a decade. I was doing CrossFit 8 years ago. Believe me when I tell you, I can barely get out of bed now. I almost threw my back out last week brushing my teeth. So a lot of things can change in 10 years.
Oh, boy.
But if you want another one, Max Homa is a good one. His odds aren't as fair. He's only about plus 1,200. Okay. So that's my U.S. Open for my friends out there. The next one I'm going to give you is baseball.
Oh.
I have done some nice business around this time each of the last 3 seasons. I've got receipts to prove it. I'll provide them if necessary. I took the Atlanta Braves this time last year when, as you recall, they were, I think, 8.5, maybe 9 games out of first. The Mets were going to run away with the division. Someone please remind me how that ended. The Atlanta Braves won that division. At the time I took it, I think it was about plus 650. They, again, Vegas knows that the Braves are good, but I got a good one for you today, guys. I'm going to put your eyes on the Central Division and not the Central Division in the American League because, God, nobody needs to be subjected to that. But the National League Central.
That hurts.
Where the Cincinnati Reds, our Cincinnati Reds, I'm going to say our because those of us who are old enough remember the old Nashville Express.
Yes,
AA
sir.
team that used to play at Greer Stadium.
Yes,
was
sir.
the affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds.
They were.
That was the last time they were good.
That was the last time they were. They were in the playoffs 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. Calm down. Currently, if you take the Cincinnati Reds to win the National League Central, it is already down to plus 650. I got it yesterday and sent this to Darren as well at plus 1,000, which just means, $7 wins you 70. If you care to put a little more on it, you win a little more. That's kind of how that works. This is I'm just going to say it as nicely as I can. This is a division with a bunch of teams who are just mediocre. And a lot of people picked St. Louis coming into the year. All due respect to friend of the show and my friend Chris Freeman, PA announcer for Vanderbilt, who is a diehard Cardinals fan. Seeing the Cardinals suck gives me incredible amounts of joy. And the rest of that division is just very, very average. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh in 2 weeks to see the Milwaukee Brewers because that's my son's favorite team. I'm going to be checking PNC Park off my list, having some Primanti Brothers sandwiches and walking around the Allegheny River. So I'll be curious to see how it pans out. But if you are so inclined and you want to hop on this money train, okay, the money train is just full of coal. I've been trying to take coal out of it to slow it down. It just doesn't stop. So that's what I got for you guys this week.
So the Reds to win the division, is that right?
The Reds to win the NL Central is plus 1,000.
Okay.
And pull up your Major League Baseball standings as of this morning. I believe they are either 2.5 or 3.5 games out of first place, if I am not mistaken.
Game and a half.
1.5.
Game and a half.
I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
Game and a half, and they've won 5 straight. Milwaukee is my son's favorite team. I feel bad for him. I don't think he's seen them win a game in person any of the times I've taken him to a game. So maybe I'm going to end up in a really, really, really discount senior citizens home someday for continuing to put him through this. But Milwaukee doesn't look good. I don't think the Cubs are ready. I think St. Louis is horrible. And I just don't know that Pittsburgh can hold on. If you're not watching Reds baseball, and I don't get me started on the blackout rules, there's ways you can watch it, but they're not great here in the Nashville area. They're a fun team to watch. A lot of young players. If you haven't seen Ellie De La Cruz,
he's pretty good.
Waste a Saturday afternoon and watch a Reds game.
You should always watch their post-game interviews, too, because you just never know what someone's going to say on live television either. Did you see that 3 or 4 nights ago?
I'm not touching that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not touching it.
Well, let's not repeat what he said, but yes.
It's not the first time the Reds have had issues with the announcer saying
No, it is not. No, it is not. No, it is not.
You would think they'd have had that cleared
up. No, it is not.
And
there's a long history there.
And a little teaser, after we leave Pittsburgh, we're actually flying to Pittsburgh, and I'm driving back to Nashville because I've never been to Great American Ballpark. So I'm going to see Ellie in person on July the 1st against the Padres. So I'll have a full report.
Okay.
I'll bring you guys some more stuff.
All right.
Next time we talk, it's always great to talk to you guys.
Thank you, Michigan.
Love the show. Love both of you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Michigan.
Good stuff. All right, we'll come back. Dee Dee and Tony. I promise we'll get to you. More of the McFarland Show next.
Hey, Tennessee, when you bet on Zen Sports, the new sportsbook in town, you get the best reward possible, cold, hard cash. You bet with your own money, so why accept anything less from your rewards program? With Zen Sports, you earn cash on your bets, cash on your referrals bets, and a welcome bonus in, you guessed it, cash. So stop settling for Vegas rewards when we're in Tennessee. Cash in your old sportsbook for Zen Sports. Your wallet will thank you later. Zen Sports. Betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and up and in Tennessee to bet.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingarone, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here at Total Wine & More, our amazing selection means you'll always
love what you find.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Just getting a sneak peek at my Father's Day gifts.
Well, I was thinking of getting you this Barrel Select bourbon.
That's a really nice bottle.
And Total Wine has it at the totally lowest price.
Wow. You always were my favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Talking to the bourbon, sweetie.
Find what you love what you find. Like the perfect gift for Dad at the perfect price. Only at Total Wine & More.
And drink responsibly. B21.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And now, Quick Flow HVAC LLC is reminding Americans to show support to the brave men and women who serve our U.S. military. Visit USO.org and locate Military Care Package and see how you can make a difference today. This message is brought to you by Quick Flow HVAC LLC, your local HVAC contractor. For all your HVAC needs, give the pros a call today at 615-326-7031. That's 615-326-7031. Quick Flow HVAC LLC. They're professionals who care.
This is the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
It's Miss Amy now for everybody, right?
Apparently it's Miss Amy.
It's Miss Amy, Miss Amy.
I call her AAS.
I call her owner. And then
The boss.
You know what she is? She's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Damn, bro. She's a gangster.
She knows what
she's a gangster.
She knows what she's doing.
Yep.
Greg Pogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Give us a call, 615-844-5600. The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Busy show so far, almost 1 hour in the books. Let's get back to the phone lines. Let's go to Dr. Detroit. DD, what's up?
Hey, guys. How are y'all? Glad to be part of the Michigan Nation, and I enjoyed his talk. And do you remember that there used to be, I think, like a Michigan Dave that used to call in or something of that nature?
Don't recognize Michigan Dave.
Vaguely remember
Well,
that.
I mean, it was, Darren, is before you came to the promised land of the AM network. But anyway, back in the time, and there's a guy called Gator J that actually,
I do remember him. I know he.
Hey, well, let me tell you, God rest in peace, my friend.
Yeah.
We evidently we won tickets to see the Red Wings play the Predators. Little did he know that he would be sitting next to me. He's like, Oh my God! I'm having to sit next to Dr. Detroit.
That's crazy.
With his Red Wing.
By the way, did you see Didi Miguel Cabrera hit his first home run yesterday against the Braves, and him in the dugout with the Red Wings helmet on?
I was at the official restaurant of everything Michigan, and Michigan and Murfreesboro. Buddy, if you've not been to the Slaughterhouse, Bob, the owner from Ann Arbor, it's the next best thing of being in the big house. Let me tell you, Michigan alumni show up with cowbells without Christopher Walken, bullhorns, and they taught me the war song. I get chill bumps just talking about it, and it's insane. But everything Michigan, go to the Slaughterhouse. Sorry, didn't mean to plug on the radio, but just for Michigan fans, Darren, I respect you and what you do on the broadcast system, but just had to throw that out. Two very special things, and then a request, and I will hang up. One, a gentleman that has made my 2020 Blue Bombshell Ford Fusion the most masterpiece car of all. It will be finished tomorrow. He's moved his shop down off the road where they make the trophies. Is it Southern Trophies or something of that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, are y'all down in that area, or I don't know where y'all are anymore?
Hold on a sec. I want you to wrap this up on the other side because we're wide open on the other side because I want you to finish up, okay?
Oh, God bless you, Darren. Thank you, man.
We'll come back and we'll begin the second hour. All right. 615-844-5600. That is our phone line and our text line. We'll come back. Hour number 2 of the McFarland Show next.
.560 AM, 95.9 FM, Brentwood, Nashville, 107.9 FM, Smyrna, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
ABC News, I'm Marina Roy. The suspect in last fall's deadly shooting in Colorado Springs is expected to take a plea deal to state murder and hate crime charges.
23-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich, who is non-binary, is accused of walking into the LGBTQ+ club last November and opening fire, killing 5 victims. Under Colorado law, survivors and families must be notified of a pending plea deal. Survivors tell ABC News they have been told Aldrich is expected to strike a plea deal, likely pleading guilty to charges that would keep them in prison for life. Alex Stone, ABC News.
President Biden is hosting business leaders to find ways to slash or eliminate so-called junk fees for tickets, travel, and other consumer goods. The president meeting with representatives from Live Nation, SeatGeek, and Airbnb, among others. The crowded field of 2024 presidential hopefuls is growing. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez throwing his hat into the ring for the GOP nomination. This is ABC News.
Here at Total Wine & More, our amazing selection means you'll always
love what you find.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Just getting a sneak peek at my Father's Day gifts.
Well, I was thinking of getting you this Barrel Select bourbon.
That's a really nice bottle.
And Total Wine has it at the totally lowest price.
Wow. You always were my favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Talking to the bourbon, sweetie.
Find what you love what you find. Like the perfect gift for Dad at the perfect price. Only at Total Wine & More.
And drink responsibly. B21.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way. Offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today on Hey Culligan's Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey, Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Listen. You can't handle the truth.
It's about to go off.
Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios.
Just a bit outside.
Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call or text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number. Alrighty then. Now the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Second hour rolling along here on this Thursday afternoon. May get some rain later today.
Yep.
Just keep a close eye on that. So Michigan called in with the Reds to win the division.
Mercy.
Plus 1,000, he said.
Well, just a game and a half. And listen, it's early to be talking about that kind of thing. But, a lot of things can happen between now and end of September, end of October here. So let's see. But
he also gave a couple picks in the U.S. Open, which, by the way, they're out in Los Angeles, out in California.
All right.
And he said Tyrell Hatton, he is plus 4 on the day. So he is, I think, done, or he's on 18. I know he was through 17 the last I looked. He is done. Shot a 74. So a plus 4 in day one. Max Homa is the other golfer that he gave, who is the American, and he is minus 2 through 16.
Okay.
Ricky Fowler right now is through 17, and he is 8 under. So he has got quite a sizable lead.
That's a nice day. Yeah.
Xander is minus 6, so he's the closest one to, and you got Scotty Scheffler minus 4 through 16. Okay. So those two, we'll see. Michigan's throwing out 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously only one can win, but can one of those two win the U.S. Open? That's a win.
Yeah.
Because you're getting great odds.
Either way, yeah.
Just wanted to pass those along in case you didn't hear them. All right, let's get back to the phones. Didi needs to finish up, so let's bring him in. Welcome into the McFarland Show.
Thank you. What an honor to have a part 2 session with Dr. Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
I just didn't want to cut you off.
No, man, thanks, Darren. Darren, you mean the world to me. I'm going to stay on track. I'm not going to get off track like I used to. Be more professional, direct questions with direct answers from you regulators. The Reds are playing solid baseball, and I love those uniforms they played with, I think, had on yesterday. They're solid, but no, you can't. I don't even predict maybe nobody after, the All-Star break, because anything can turn with a 3-4 day break to energize. And you know what? Miguel Cabrera, they let him play the doubleheader. They were going.
They did. I know.
And, dude, tears came out of my eyes. I've got to get up there. I've got a $50 credit at the tin roof that went in out of Chris Chelios' sports bar, and it overlooks Comerica Park. And I've still not gone up there, but it's 3 levels, guys. It's a phenomenal sports bar back when it was Chelios. The hiring manager for Tin Roof, Morgan Kelly, 2 great, names, Morgan Shepherd and Kyle Petty. Yeah, I just went there. I'm creative. God gave me a comical creative mind. But anyway, he took us through a tour up there, guys, and showed us in the second level that Chris Chelios made him a mini kitchen, a stand-up shower, and a bedroom where he would actually crash sometimes if he wanted to in his own restaurant. So what do you think about that? But anyway,
the next time you go back, look him up. Chelios has got plenty of time. He's not doing TV anymore. So since ESPN Denver, is that too soon?
Wow.
Yeah, ESPN's not bringing. Why? I'm just saying ESPN's not bringing him back.
Why you got to bring that up?
Because there is no love lost in this market. Dr. Detroit knows that.
Chris Chilling.
Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Now, my question, and I hope it's granted. I don't know if I told you or not. I'll be celebrating Dr. Detroit 28 years on 26. I think I did tell you that because you said, "Wow, how time goes." And hey, the little quote about you guys getting old. Come on, we're still young at heart, right? Right, guys?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just simply saying, even with an age, like, if you're going to call me old, then I need to start getting discounts. That's all.
Yeah. Get compensated.
Well, we're all AAR. Hey, are we above the AARP level now? Because Adam Sandler was on the cover of one that came in my mailbox a couple of months ago, and it was just hard to believe. But anyway, this is a request. If you could get my favorite NASCAR Team Penske, Ryan Blaney, to interview, that would melt my heart.
Okay.
Second, if you could get the man that God put on Mother Earth in the city of Motown, Motor City. Oh, by the way, we've lost two legendaries. Aretha Franklin, I never knew, was born in Memphis, but lived the majority of life in the Motor City. And in the 80s, her preacher father got gunned down after a service. Yeah. How horrible was that? And then Tina Turner. But anyway, the second request, if you could get the most phenomenal Dan Campbell, if you could, I know that's a high request, but it would literally make me shed tears.
All right, Dr. Detroit.
Okay, we'll work on it. Thanks for the homework assignment.
Are you up for the challenge?
Well, I mean, the Lion's going to be like, why do you want Dan Campbell on it? Can I drop your name? You're like, well, Dr. Detroit called it.
Dr. Detroit says
he wants us to have him on.
Wants to hear from Dan Campbell.
Well, hey, Michigan, Murfreesboro wants them too. I guarantee it.
Okay,
right?
Then I'll drop both your names. Fine.
Okay, done, and I'm out. Get to the next callers, and God bless.
All right, D.
Thank you, Dr. Detroit.
Dan Campbell. I'm like, Ryan Blaney, we can work on because the race is going to be here next week.
It is.
So we can work on that.
Put in a request.
We'll see what we can do. All right, let's go to Tony. Tony, you're up next. Welcome.
Hey, Tony.
Good afternoon, guys. I love it. Dr. Detroit said he was going to be direct and to the point, and it took him 8 minutes to get there. Thank you, Dr. Detroit. Hey, guys. There's 4 teams that's never played for the SEC championship since 1992, since the merge. Not merge, hell, I'm already talking about that. Since the addition of South Carolina and Arkansas.
Are we talking football, Tony? I just want to make sure I know what sport we're talking football.
Do
Okay.
you know what 4 teams they are?
That have never won or never played in the championship.
That have never played for the SEC football championship.
Well, we know Vanderbilt Kentucky are for sure. And so we are including South Carolina?
Well, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Did they with Spurrier?
Edition.
I know Arkansas has been there. Did Spurrier take them to the SEC championship game?
I thought South Carolina won one year.
So hold on. Missouri's been there. Missouri's been there.
Missouri's won 2 years in a row. 1 year.
Yeah.
So there's another team. Mississippi State is probably Mississippi State's never won the West. Have
Ole
they?
Miss has probably never been. Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Let's go with that.
Either one. Yeah.
Let's lock those two in.
They've never
Good
won the
guess
West.
on one of them, Ole Miss, but your other one is Texas A&M.
Oh.
With that being said, my ex-wife told me one time, she said, the only way Vanderbilt will ever see the inside of the Georgia Dome is to be invited.
Wow.
So,
Well,
man, we have been throwing some singers here today.
They missed out because it's not there anymore. So.
With the divisions going away next year, as hopeful as I am, you still hold on to at least that last knot in the rope. Someday, like that commercial on TV, maybe someday the Commodores will play in the SEC championship football game.
So you think by adding Texas and Oklahoma to the conference, maybe
that's
that would help
next.
Vanderbilt?
Darren, I was going next. There. Now, with the addition of Oklahoma
and no divisions,
and Texas, and with the NIL and the portal, and with Vanderbilt's stringent, very strict requirements to get somebody to transfer in.
Yes, academic
and to go sign
standards.
Players, it looks fair very, very dim. You know, a knot has a top knot at the top of it, and then there's a bottom part of the knot. I think we're all holding on to that last bottom part of the last knot in the rope.
I think you're holding on to a thread, Tony, to be blunt.
just thought I'd throw that out there. Kudos to the SEC and all the higher powers. I thought they did a great job on what they put together and what was revealed last night. With a lot of the matchups, we could talk about many of them. It's going to be fun to see a lot of the matchups. And then we were still able to keep some of the rivalries together. I think they did a knockout job. I know it's for next year only, as they're saying right now. I think in 2 years, Darren and Justin, I think we'll go to the 9th game in the SEC. Don't y'all agree with that?
How about we do this? We're going to have Bill Keene join us in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we will absolutely ask him.
Man.
I
think we'd all love to sit in, but
we will ask him. But let me just tell you,
I want to just conclude, Darren. Are you having a good time?
Am I having a good time?
Are you enjoying your trip? I've got to know. Have you been over to? I believe it's Zesto's Ice Cream.
No.
You got to go to the ice cream place, Darren, right outside the park there.
Tony,
everybody will be talking about it, but I believe it's called Zesto's. I want to say Zeppos, but I believe it's called Zesto's. It's a little ice cream place. You got to go there.
Tony, are you talking about in Omaha?
Yeah, he's talking about in Omaha.
Okay.
Tony, he has not been to Omaha yet. He goes to Omaha next week.
I thought you went this week.
No. Last week, he was in Illinois a little bit earlier this week.
I went to Illinois on Tuesday.
So when do you go to Omaha?
I will do Monday's show, and then we leave Tuesday for Omaha.
I thought you were out there this week when all the teams got there.
Nobody's there. I mean, they're there now, but
the teams are arriving, so I was thinking it was this week.
No,
well, when you go out there to Zesto's. So,
okay.
But guys, it's going to be fun to hear what Bill Keene does have to say, and put him on the spot, ask him the tough questions. I know you will, and I look forward to y'all getting that Blaney interview. That'd be big if y'all could get that for Dr. Detroit. I'd like to hear that too.
Yeah, we'll work on it. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. With Bill Keene, there's no such thing as putting Bill Keene on the spot when it comes to anything college football related. There's no such animal.
We will not trick him.
No.
Oral Roberts and TCU will get the action started tomorrow during our show. So it'll actually be the first pitch is an hour before our show. So we'll keep you posted tomorrow during that game, all throughout our show. So Oral Roberts and TCU will be the first game. Now, every game, this is how this works. So, Tony, I'll be out there basically all next week. Okay, like I said, I'll do Monday's show, and then we'll take off first thing Tuesday morning. Virginia and Florida will be the nightcap. That game will be at 6 o'clock. The significance is every game on our time, they're on Central Time too in Omaha.
Okay.
Is 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock. That's how they do their schedule every day. So you're not going to get confused. Just know that every day.
1 o'clock?
1 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
What time's the game? 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Okay.
Every day.
That'll fix it.
Until they get to the championship.
That'll fix it.
Okay. So that's how it's going to work. 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock until they get to,
till they get
to where they need to, till they get to where they need to get. And then it'll change. Actually, the only time that changes is the Sunday finals game 2 will be at 2 o'clock and not 1 o'clock.
Okay.
That'll be on June 25th.
Okay.
But I will be out there until then.
All right.
So
fun stuff.
We're going for sure Wednesday night, June 21st.
June 21st.
We're going for sure. We already have tickets as our whole group.
So you're going even though you don't know the matchup. Exactly.
Don't know the matchup.
Okay.
Don't know the matchup.
Is that a winner's bracket or a loser's bracket?
It is a winner's bracket.
Winner bracket game.
So if the winner of Tennessee LSU, which is Saturday night, wins their next game, they will be a part of that Wednesday night game.
All right.
So the winner of Tennessee LSU, if they win their Monday game, their next game
then they
would
win
be on Monday.
Game.
If they win that Monday game,
Wednesday,
they'll be that Wednesday night game.
Winner's bracket, yeah.
So if Tennessee or LSU, one of them can go 2-0, they'll be in that Wednesday night game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Cool deal.
That's That's kind of a tough match. I mean, look, it's the final 8 teams in the country,
Yeah,
so there
sure.
is no
there's no easy
cupcake
outs here. No,
but it does kind of, for Tennessee, it's like, yikes. You start off against LSU, yikes.
Well, I mean,
but again, there's no easy matchup.
It's the SEC, okay? So you go play whoever's out there.
Yeah.
So it's LSU. So it's LSU. It's fine.
Yeah, they have just 2 guys that'll probably go 1 and 2 in the MLB draft.
Wait, listen. Do you want the championship or not? You want the championship, you got to go beat the king. That's the way it works, okay? You got to go beat the best. You can't just go running from people. I want the easiest. No. You got to go beat the guys. I mean, we're here.
That's right. All right, we'll come back. We'll talk to Bill Keene, and we will do that next here on the McFarland Show.
With 13 locations nationally, including Smyrna, Star Leasing Company is a semi-trailer one-stop shop and the perfect place to build a career as a semi-trailer mechanic. Seeking candidates with all levels of experience, Star Leasing Company has a semi-trailer technician trainee program with sign-on and quarterly bonuses and other opportunities such as $1,000 for having a yearly physical. Package also includes 401k with company match, health, dental, and vision insurance, competitive pay with weekly paychecks, and paid holidays and time off. Star Leasing Company, not your typical semi-trailer leasing company. Visit starleasing.com to learn more.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $16. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Today is the day. Today is the day you empty your garage and closets of your old tech. Today is the day you hang up on that dial-up modem. Today is the day you tell that old GPS to get lost. Because while Staples recycles old tech for free each and every day, today, during Staples' free Tech Take Back, Rewards members get $10 in Staples Rewards when they recycle their tech. Cut the cord on your old tech and recycle it at Staples. N617. Limit 1 reward per month. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/recycling for details.
Jones Z Electric is on the air saluting the brave men and women of our U.S. military. Their tireless efforts each and every day will never go unnoticed. Visit DAV.org to see how you can donate to our disabled veterans and make a difference today. This message is brought to you by Jones Z Electric. For all of your electrical needs in Nashville, don't call the rest, call the best. At 931-308-3636. That's 931-308-3636. Jones Z Electric. They're professionals who care.
It's the Bill Keene Show.
In Little League football, they play it off. You can't do it in college football, Bill. You got to come up with a bunch of computers and some BCS cockamamie scheme. My answer was yes. It's unique. Absolutely love it. I go into my garage every day and make sure there are no dust particles on those BCS computers. I do that.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Welcome back to the Strike and Spare Studios. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
I love this song, but I can only think of one thing when I hear it.
What's that?
Remember the Titans.
Ah, absolutely.
Right?
All-time classic.
There's just certain songs when you hear them, you're
They become synonymous with the movie,
You associate with the movie.
Yeah, you just kind of roll into it there.
Yeah.
So, obviously, also, just saying "Remember the Titans" all of a sudden gets you thinking about high school football and all the different kinds of feelings that gives you there. So, it's fun, even though we're a long way away from actually getting going. We got to hit this summer drought, as Darren calls it, the
sports desert.
We got to hit the sports desert here.
It's coming.
But the good news is
you can see it.
The good news is after the desert, comes the land of milk and honey on the other side. If you can just get through the desert here, that's coming up. So it's feast or famine, and we're about to have some famine before feast here. That's the way that it typically goes.
I saw a tweet by Brett McMurphy.
Sure.
Top schools in 2022 in athletic revenue.
Yeah.
This is according to USA Today Sports.
Yeah.
What do you think is the top school in athletic revenue dollars in 2022?
2022, top school athletic revenue dollars. Boy, that's tough. I would say Texas.
Texas is number 2.
So who would be bigger than Texas? USC?
Oh, no.
No?
No, USC is not even in the top 12.
Big enough brand for that.
Not even the top 12.
No, I'm not. Ohio State or Michigan then?
Ohio State is 1. Michigan is 4.
Yeah.
Alabama is 3.
Yeah.
Georgia is 5. It's the run on the SEC.
Yeah.
Georgia 5, LSU 6, A&M 7, Florida 8.
I knew Alabama is never one on that list. There's just not enough revenue within the state to get that high.
They've squeezed everything they can out of that.
Everything.
That turnip in Tuscaloosa.
Saying someone who was born in Alabama, born in Huntsville, lived there several times, I know for a fact that they can't, they just can't. They've got a level, and they topped it, and they've reached it there.
Yep. Let's bring in Bill Keene. You can hear him on these airwaves every morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 6 a.m. Bill, how we doing?
Hey, guys. What's up?
Hey, Bill.
We're getting a little workout in today?
No, actually, I was here in Franklin. We've had some really bad storms, so I was actually in the grocery store.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is that have they moved on?
Check it out.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Okay.
The ones that were here moved on, and some others replaced it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's a good little weather tip. Thank you for that.
Checking in on that.
So the schedule for 2024 was released. Before we get into that, I'm just going to go right off the top rope, right from jump, Bill. We're not going to even ease in this sucker. Which coach, and you can only pick one, which coach currently in the SEC will not see the 2024 schedule?
Boy, I would say, now see, you'd have made it easier if you would have said which coach will get killed by the 24 schedule.
Oh.
Get killed off.
Well,
but that's not your question.
no,
I get it.
no.
Oh, boy. None of them are in peril, but could the season completely flip upside down and make it a hasty, necessary move? I would say Billy Napier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I guess that's kind of the obvious one. Who would you put as a second? Who do you think would be behind? Because I do think when you think about it long enough, man, it just seems like if he doesn't get this thing going this year, man, it ain't gonna work. They're gonna pull the plug in Florida. But who would be second on that list, in your opinion?
There really isn't one or two, because I wouldn't bet you on Billy Napier, but I'm just saying if I got to come up with a name,
yeah,
and I could see the season getting staffed. But then, by the way, they've got the hardest schedule with this new one. I know we'll get to that in a second. So he could be limping significantly into that 24 schedule, which is absolutely brutal. But even though he just got they just redid his deal. I'll say Eli Drinkwitz. They're not very good. I mean, they're just not very good. Now, I don't know if they're willing to swallow the money that they just added on to his deal, but I would say I'd put him in the 2 slot.
Okay. So you didn't go where I wanted to see if you would go there, because I do wonder, I know they got Brinks trucks with his name on them. I get it. But, how long are they going to keep, just accepting that, hey, I'm winning the recruiting wars with Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, I guess my thought is, boy, they have stacked up some talent, and I'm going to bet that he does well enough to survive. I don't know that I think he's going 10-2, but they got dudes, man. I mean, and they've got some experience now, and they found their young quarterback. Last year that was a problem. My wager would be he wins 8 or 9, and they're not going to run him at that number. Even though that's not good enough, they're not going to run him. There's way too much money.
Wow, they could have paid Kevin Sumlin, kept paying him a lot less money to win 8 games a year.
Correct.
Interesting. All right, so what jumped out at you? I think a lot of people are referencing Alabama's 2024 schedule. It's pretty stiff. Auburn, Georgia, Missouri, South Carolina at home. On the road, LSU, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt.
That one was easy, and I started the show with it. And I went full conspiracy theory because my show, not too often, but does allow conspiracy theories. And here's the theory. Saban months ago, who was always a 9-game guy, once he saw that SI article that said, we predict Alabama gets LSU, Auburn, Tennessee as their 3 permanents when we go to 9, which we know didn't happen immediately. He threw a fit, and there were some others in the league, the teams that are always borderline 6-6 possible teams. Those coaches didn't like that either because that's another potential loss. But I thought after he threw that fit, conspiracy theory now, for decades and centuries, that Alabama has favorite status in that Hoover SEC office, right? That they would take it easy on them with the rest of the schedule, and they gave them Georgia. So, to me, that was conspiracy theory. The SEC office telling the media and the public, Nicky, don't scare us. Alabama doesn't run this office. Watch what we do here. They get it. Listen to this, guys. Since East-West split in 92, they played Georgia 7 times in the regular season. All right, over 31 years. Now, they played them about 12 or 13 times, guys, in total, but that's SEC championship games, playoffs, BCS. 7 times in 31 years. So I didn't think that would happen.
Interesting. So we did have a caller that asked about, so far just 8 conference games. Think it's going to change? I said, look, we're getting ready to have Bill on. Let's just ask Bill. What is the move? Is this Greg Sankey, posturing to get more money from the networks? What is the move here? Because we know it's not going to stay here with this many teams, 16 teams. They're going to go to a 9-conference schedule, right?
For one moment in time, the ESPN SEC relationship, and they're married, as you know, there was no more money for a 9th game. And they have tried to say repeatedly, that's not what this is about. If you only chase money, you make mistakes. This is exactly what it's about. If you're going to play an extra game, that should be a 10-figure day for the home team, particularly the teams, the halves in the league. And they want to know where that additional money is for the additional game. Right now, there is none. There will be. Right now, ESPN, Disney, there's a lot of layoffs and stuff. They don't want to shout out the money right now. That will happen. They will go to 9. Now, this is only a 1-year deal, guys. So will it be in 25? Will it be after that? What if they settle in and they like 8 games? Let's admit one thing, guys. Everybody else besides the ACC plays 9, right? The committee's never given a rip how many games the SEC play. They don't have to play 9 to make a committee happy and to max out the number of teams they can get in the playoffs. They could stay at 8. And I guess I think there's a better chance than I would have thought that they could remain, keep the schedule at 8. But I do think that because of the additional TV revenue, that will be coming. Not promised, but I think will be coming. They'll go to 9, 3-6 format.
Bill, what do you make of the little field trip that some of the SEC coaches took to Washington to speak with some of the lawmakers up there?
Laughable. Photo op.
Nick Saban didn't go, though, right?
I wasn't ready, Bill. I wasn't ready.
Because they asked Kirby
Laughable.
Smart, they go, well, Nick on vacation? And he's like, oh, he's not here?
When you think of Greg Sankey and Nick Saban, you don't think they're out running around, partying or something. Oh, let's get a selfie. That was their selfie. That's what they were doing.
Well, okay. All right, then. Let me try it this way, Bill. What were they up there to accomplish? What was the goal of this trip?
To make it look like they cared.
Okay. All right. Well. All right then. Let's just cut to the chase with it.
Let me ask you this: if you're the SEC and you're on top of the world, why do you need a change? That's ridiculous. You own the thing. You don't need a change. This Wild West atmosphere where there's no police force is perfect. Why would you want something different?
Well, you're making a lot of sense about why you wouldn't want law enforcement back in the game if you're the SEC.
Right.
But the fans, and some of them are listening right now, a few in particular, they don't like this, Bill. They want the whole thing where you grow players again and, redshirt people and, bring them along and do the whole thing, like it's been for the last, 1,800 years.
Have you ever seen, in reality, a genie that got out of the bottle put back in?
Yeah. Yes.
Huh?
See,
I'm still looking for the genie.
I mean, we all know that once the genie's out of the bottle, that's it. And that's where we're at. We're never – and I like the old way, okay? I'm kind of hard when it comes to change, admittedly, okay? But those days are over. It's only going to get more significant. And like I said, Jack Swarbrick, who has announced his retirement in about a year at Notre Dame, said about a year ago he could see in 5 years or by 2030 that on campuses you have sports-only athletes. They're there just for that sport. That's it. And that model could be coming. I sure hope not, but I'm not doubting it.
Is it so that hasn't been happening to this point?
Well, I mean,
not openly.
But it's kind of like the cheating. The cheating's been going on the whole time. We just now legalized it.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
going to legalize that, too.
Okay.
Yeah. And sports betting, that too.
Yeah.
That's been going on the whole time, too. We've just legalized that, too.
Yeah.
Because that's been happening the whole
Good
time.
point.
And Bill, to that end, what are coaches doing about the sports betting issue, if anything? Because it is, every day we're learning more and more about athletes, and not just in football, but across all sports, Bill, that are betting on games and falling into trouble because is somebody going to actually punish these students, or are we just going to slap people on the wrist here because everybody's doing it?
Well, apparently only the coaches are doing it right now. It's going to trickle down to
The
the
coaches
students.
are doing well. So are the students. You heard about the situation at Iowa.
Yeah, and Iowa State.
And Iowa State.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's scary because, like we talked about with the laws, a lot of these states have legalized gambling like we do with the apps and everything else. And how are you going to determine on some kid's phone, maybe it's a baseball player betting the NFL. You're still, NCAA has a rule that says you can't bet anything, not just your sport, but any bet. You can't be doing it. It's a violation, but it's there and it's free to get, and it's tantalizing, and it's a big problem. All you can really do is bring in law enforcement, FBI, maybe a guy who has been rehabbing because he had a horrible background in gambling. Bring those guys in to speak to the team and hope it sinks in. But that age group, guys, I mean, that's a tough group to get to, right?
yeah, it does, and they're not always listening. So the other thing about this here, Bill, is the moving of some of these games when it comes to the time here, 11 o'clock, noon, the switching over to ABC, the networks, viewing habits. Things are changing, the shortening of the games. How are fans gonna, try to adjust to all this? It's hard enough now trying to find your favorite game. Next year, when these games go to ABC, and that tradition of turning on Channel 5 here in Nashville, just to be honest, and watching that 2:30 game is going to be gone. And I don't know if people are ready for all of that yet.
Yeah, we're still a couple of years out before CBS and the SEC officially break up. But, yeah, you're right. That's coming, and they'll be doing the Big Ten games. You're also going to have on Saturday night NBC primetime games, going head-to-head with ABC and ESPN's primetime. I've heard, the only complaint I've heard is some of these schedules, you may have too many good games at once. Now, to me, that's not a problem. I mean, I can take all you got, right? The more awesome games going head-to-head, I can absorb it all. But I've heard tiny complaints about that. I haven't really heard anything yet that jumps out like, oh, my God, they're calling everything targeting, right? Nothing like that.
Hey, Bill, you know how you fix that? All those great matchups happening at once, you know how you fix it? Remember when the NFL just played all their games on Sundays and then did a Monday night game? Remember that?
I do.
Remember that?
I do.
Then what'd they do? Then they started playing on Thursdays.
Yeah.
And they started playing on Saturdays. And
whenever they squeeze them in.
Who are we kidding? Like, do we not think that a weeknight game is not coming in the SEC with these, for what the, ESPN's going to fork over? You don't think that they're going to want to put some games solo?
Yeah, but it won't be the glamour teams, I doubt.
No?
It'll be the lower.
Really?
It'll be the lower levels. For example, the Pac-12, if they do end up with a media deal here, and we've been asking about that for a while, and let's say Amazon gets a piece of the pie. I mean, they're not going to put on the brand names there. It's going to be the lower tier teams. You're going to get Cal. You're going to get Stanford, stuff like that. So, no, I don't think you'll see Alabama on a Thursday night.
Okay. I mean, I guess you're still going up with the NFL. So,
yeah,
I mean,
so now you got to pick Tuesday or Wednesday.
But why not a Friday night?
High school football.
I don't know, but they've messed with that sacred cow before.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Real quick, on the way out, Bill, two things that jumped out at me real quick. I think it's going to be super cool to have Texas coming here to play Vanderbilt like that. Like, how awesome is that? Right? I
agree.
To have Texas here. And then how about Josh Heupel going to Norman to take on the Sooners? Like, that's going to be quite a storyline, too.
Where he won the Heisman.
And was fired.
But he also got fired.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Full circle moments. National champion,
But that is going to be a big primetime game because they'll have all the storylines ready.
Without question. It's going to be fun, and Texas fans spend money. And I know I heard the clip about when Taylor Swift was here and all the money that the hotels made and everything else. And Texas won't make that kind of money, but they come in here and they spend money. So that'll be fun.
Well, the problem is, Bill, in 2024, they're still going to be working on the stadium, so it's only going to hold like 25,000. That's it.
Arch Manning is here, quarterbacking perhaps. How about that?
Now, here's what I would do if they. I mean, I know that Vanderbilt wants to, but look, they're not going to be able to keep the Texas fans. To your point away, I'd think about moving it to Nissan because you can have as many people as you want, right? Like 25,000 is going to be the quickest sellout Vanderbilt football's ever had. It may be 24,000 Texas fans, but it'll be the quickest sellout they've ever had.
There's no doubt. There's not. I know you guys are short on time, but years and years ago when they had basketball regionals here at the downtown arena, Texas came in town. A buddy of mine volunteered to be a chauffeur or whatever, and so they assigned him to Lost Dodds, the longtime Texas AD who's now retired. First thing they did is went to the big liquor warehouse downtown, bought $10,000 worth of whiskey, loaded in the room. Texas lost that night, took him back to the airport, flew back to Austin, left all the booze in there. That's what kind of money we're talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just chump change.
Wow.
They wouldn't blink. They wouldn't bat an eye at that.
It's impressive.
You're right.
Bill, appreciate it as always. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
Bill Keane, tomorrow morning. Check his show out starting at 6 o'clock here on these airwaves. We'll come back. More of the McFarland Show next.
Music City will be rocking June 23rd through the 25th with a different sound. The sound of NASCAR.
Start your engine!
The Ally 400 is back at Nashville Superspeedway, and this year, it's a night race. NASCAR in Nashville. It's guitars and fast cars under the lights. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to get your tickets for the triple header weekend, including the Ally 400, Tennessee Lottery 250, and the Rackley Roofing 200 today.
once again to tell you about Bongo Java, Nashville's oldest and most celebrated coffee company, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel. Bongo Java's expert baristas take pride in their trade, serving up fresh, locally roasted coffee, classic handcrafted espresso, drinks, and fresh baked goods all day long. Start your day with an American or cold brew, or for a taste of Music City, grab a West End latte flavored with local honey and cinnamon, a Breakfast Club biscuit, or an everything all-in-one sandwich will fill you up and let you focus on your day. Bongo Java also has you covered for lunch with tasty deli sandwiches served on fresh-baked ciabatta bread like the I'll Have What She's Having or the Godfather. Bongo Java, open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Enjoy a fresh cup of Bongo Java in the heart of Music City. Bongo Java is the Nashville way to start the day. Bongo Java in the Omni Nashville Hotel, downtown 5th Avenue, Music City.
Post-COVID travel is on a surge. Many of you are traveling for fun because you've been locked up for 2 years. Listen, whether you're traveling for fun to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
We've heard collaboration more than I think I've heard in my...
It is the word of the year for the Titans right now.
So is that your word, Rand, or was that already here and you've become groomed to the word collaboration?
I would say it's our word.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
another collaborative phrase there. Thank you, man.
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
You're listening live from the Strike and Spare Studios, downtown Music City. It's the McFarland Show.
So you heard us talking to Bill Keane about the 2024 conference schedule.
Mm-hmm.
That was released by the SEC for football. Vanderbilt will host Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Tejas. How about that?
Man.
Alabama will be here.
And Texas.
Texas will be here.
Jeez.
Tennessee will be here.
Man.
And South Carolina.
That's a whole lot of high quality football firepower.
How about that?
Coming through here. And some big fan bases as well.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's right.
Along
Tennessee will host Alabama, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi State.
Sounds like an average year for them.
I was going to say not juicy.
Yeah.
Like the Vanderbilt one.
But we'll get there. Yeah, you know.
But listen to their road schedule.
Yeah.
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 Arkansas.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. Yikes. Vanderbilt.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
that
tough.
is.
And then we don't know the order either. Like we don't know, which weeks they'll play those games, and if there'll be bye weeks between them and all that stuff. We don't know about any of that yet. So it can get a little ugly.
Arkansas avoids Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
How about that? And Oklahoma. Arkansas doesn't get Oklahoma, Alabama, or Georgia.
That means they're getting Texas A&M and Texas then?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what that means then.
Yeah.
So, you listen, it's a pick your poison league, okay? You just got to go in here and figure it out. There's no easy roads. You just go in here and you figure it out. And don't look for a way out because there is none.
So you heard me ask the question to Bill.
Yeah.
What coach doesn't see the 2024 schedule if you had to pick one?
I have two, but but I'll give you one, and both of them are going to be equally as shocking and surprising. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Josh Heupel. Now, this is why. Not that Josh Heupel is going to get fired. I don't think he's going to get fired. I think the NFL or somebody of a higher nature will come calling. And this is why I'm saying that. The NFL has always come looking for the hot college football coach, whether or not they had experience in the NFL or not. The Carolina Panthers just got finished with Matt Rule. Matt Rule had basically no NFL experience. He had 1 year as an assistant offensive line coach for the New York Giants. Everything else was college. And the NFL gave him big money to go to the Carolina Panthers. We know it didn't work out. We know it hardly ever works out in the NFL. We know that. We know that.
The track record is awful.
But it doesn't stop ownership who are in the middle of something bad and looking for a spark from going out and getting these guys anyway. They do it all. We can sit here the rest of the hour and name guys who've gone from college to the NFL and it didn't work out. It's been going on for decades. So why would it stop now all of a sudden?
Well, here is the only difference, in my opinion, to what you're saying. No disrespect, but if I say that, then I can say whatever I'm going to say next.
Sure, go for it.
There's a big difference between Waco, Texas, and the Baylor football program than Tennessee's program. Big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference. Cliff Kingsbury got pulled away.
Yeah.
He was in Lubbock, Texas.
Yes.
All right. Squat going on in Lubbock, Texas. It was Texas Tech.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between Texas Tech football and Tennessee football.
Yeah.
Greg Schiano.
Yes.
Left Rutgers.
Rutgers, yeah.
Okay. Again, nothing wrong with East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Absolutely.
Okay. But there's a big difference between Rutgers football and Tennessee football.
Yeah. I understand you.
So he is at a big boy program.
He is.
They're paying him lots of money.
They are.
He's in a love fest. They love him.
They do.
And they have over 100,000 people that comes to every single game.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't ever going to get that life in the NFL.
No.
Ever.
No, you're right. You're not going to get that life in the NFL. But that's also, everything you just talked about is easy come, easy go. So it's easy now, but how long does it take before the seat gets warm and they're ready to take him out? How many losses to Alabama? They beat Alabama last year. That's great. But how many losses to Alabama does it take before, I think we can do a little bit better. I think Josh Heupel's taking our team as far as they can go. We get those calls all the time. No, here's the other name that's going to shock a little bit, and rightfully so. But Kirby Smart, and this is why I say that. He's won 2 national championships at Georgia. What if he messes around somehow and wins the 3rd? Now you've won 3 national championships in a row at Georgia. You don't think that maybe Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, after they're sick and tired of fooling around with, McCarthy, might want to, you don't think that appeals to them in some way, shape, or form? They even want to pay him some astronomical number to come coach the Dallas Cowboys? All I'm saying is it's not always the coaches getting fired that you got to look at with the SEC. It's the coaches getting hired elsewhere. And I know SEC fans have a hard time thinking that something could be higher than their school. I've been having that debate for years, but it can happen. And I'm just saying, those are 2 guys in their 40s who have won a lot of football games. Clearly, Kirby Smart at a much higher level. I'm just saying.
Again,
some billionaire in the NFL.
Nick Saban is the only example I can think of right now. We're going to go to the break, and maybe I can think of more. He left LSU football to go to the NFL.
He did.
Again, all these examples are not Georgia. They're not Tennessee. These are big boy programs.
I understand.
And so give me all the guys leaving big boy programs to go to the NFL.
I got you.
That's what I'm saying. And maybe there are some more. Nick Saban is the only one that I can. Steve Spurrier left South Carolina. Sorry. It's not in the same category.
Did he leave Florida to go to the Redskins and then went to South Carolina? That's how I thought that went. I could be wrong. I thought that's how that went, though.
Is it so he went to South Carolina? Maybe he did. I don't remember the timeline of how he
left Florida, went to Washington, and then went to South Carolina.
He was in Washington so quick, it was a blink of an eye.
It's a simple Google
2 years? Did he last 2 years?
I think so, yeah.
All right, we'll come back. We'll wrap up Thursday's edition of the McFarland Show next.
Green Line Landscaping is on the air saluting the brave men and women of our U.S. military. Their tireless efforts each and every day will never go unnoticed. Visit DAV.org to see how you can donate to our disabled veterans and make a difference today. This message is brought to you by Green Line Landscaping. For residential and commercial landscaping and hardscaping, call the specialist today at 615-710-7067. That's 615-710-7067. Green Line Landscaping. They're professionals who care.
Nashville, start your engines. The Big Machine Music City Grand Prix is coming to the streets of downtown Nashville. Experience 3 days of racing, music, family fun zone, food trucks, and more. The Big Machine Music City Grand Prix is August 4th through August 6th. From stadium super trucks flying through the air to open wheel IndyCar racing that turns right. The Big Machine Music City Grand Prix has something for every race fan. There's music all day, every day. And don't miss the Friday and Saturday night concert under the stars. And they have rides for the kids provided by Wesley Mortgage. The streets of Music City come alive August 4th through August 6th. The Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. Grab your tickets before they're gone and log on to MusicCityGP.com. The Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. It's more than a race. It's a festival.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
Deerview Land Specialists is on the air saluting the brave men and women of our U.S. military. Their tireless efforts each and every day will never go unnoticed. Visit DAV.org to see how you can donate to our disabled veterans and make a difference today. This message is brought to you by Deerview Land Specialists. For quality service that goes above and beyond, call the pros today at 931-607-3519. That's 931-607-3519. Deerview Land Specialists. They're professionals who care.
The Jim Rome Show.
I get a lot of vacation. I understand that. However, I don't take a lot of sick days. These things are not one and the same. That was not like I worked 8 straight days or I worked Super Bowl Sunday. I think I'll give myself a day off. I earned it. Hey, and by the way, I could because I have those days. I pride myself in not taking sick days. I hate that. We usually grind through it. But honestly, it was the right thing. In that case, it was the right thing.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville's Sports Radio.
The McFarland Show. Video streaming live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube from the Strike and Spare studio.
A couple of other examples I was thinking about during the break.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh left Stanford.
Yeah.
Again,
not
Stanford
big
football.
time, no.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Stanford.
No.
But it's not these programs we're talking about.
It's not the powerhouse, no.
Another one, which is closer, but there was a reason why it happened. And you'll know. You'll go, yeah. Pete Carroll left USC.
Well, yeah, some things were going on there.
But There was some dark clouds over Southern California.
There was a storm coming.
There was a storm coming. Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing how he's escaped that whole thing. He went up to Seattle, won a Super Bowl.
And everybody just forgot about cars and condos and cash and whatever else was going on at USC.
There's only like 3 guys with that major, college football ring and Super Bowl ring. Pete Carroll, Jimmy Johnson, and Barry Switzer. Those are your 3.
Yeah.
And there may be one more that's escaping me right now, but those are the 3.
Yeah. And the other one that we were talking about was Steve Spurrier. He did technically leave Florida for Washington, but he was also done with that fishbowl in Gainesville. He was done.
Yeah.
He was
looking for another challenge, and kind of similar to Nick Saban, honestly, where I think Nick Saban was looking for another challenge. It's hard when I was in Alabama and we were having these conversations. There was a big rumor one year in Alabama that Nick Saban was going to go be the next head coach of the New York Giants because he had such a good relationship with the Mara family who owns the Giants. And I remember we were getting calls to our newsroom and sports talk, and people were trying to figure out what in the world could Nick Saban do with the Giants that he couldn't do with Alabama? What is the attraction to going up there with the Giants? And why wouldn't he? Who in their right mind would go to the New York Giants and not stay down here in Alabama? And I kept saying, there's one thing that Nick Saban can do with the New York Giants that he absolutely cannot do here at Alabama. And people will say, well, what's that? Win the Super Bowl. You can't win the Super Bowl with the Alabama Crimson Tide, as great as they are. You can't win the Super Bowl. And if you're Nick Saban, if you're as great as you are and you're the competitor that you are, there's a level at you somewhere when one of your best friends is Bill Belichick. Wouldn't mind having a Super Bowl ring somewhere.
What about Tom Coughlin? Wasn't he at Boston College?
I think so.
Right?
But yeah, I think so. But that's not major
Boston,
either.
Right, so I'm getting Boston,
I got you.
See what
I'm
I mean?
saying,
It's just,
as long as they're billionaires, Darren, and you know that.
Yeah.
They'll throw money.
Sure. Doesn't mean they'll stop trying.
No.
But it's harder when you're at those big boy programs.
It is. I admit.
Because you're kind of living an NFL life at those programs. You have state-of-the-art everything, right?
Yeah.
Just like the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for our show today. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We look forward to wrapping up the week with you tomorrow, starting at 2 o'clock. We'll see you then.